mentioned that we're in the entertainment industry. It feels like it's a really good team clicking. Danny Simmons would play a big part in that with his creative skills. Where do you see his game being at after a couple of months? Do you feel like he's improving with every match? Are you sitting down with him and talking him through, what you want to see from him? How do you feel he's settling in to a new league and a new country?
Yeah, I think it's probably too much to put everything on Xavi in terms of when he is clicking, then the team is just free floating. I think when this team, and then we always challenge to go too far back, but when he was clicking quite well the last 2 seasons, definitely involved most likely Maddison, Kulusevski, Son at the same time. Don came to the club last year, first year, yeah, as I remember. So those 3 on the pitch at the same time gave the team a lift. So that's why it cannot only be on one player, in my opinion. You need to be on 3 to 4 to get the team clicking. But I also understand there's some players that need to add more to get the team free floating. And in that case, Xavi is definitely one of the players that need to do that. I think he's taking steps forward. I think that the game against Newcastle, I think he found some good positions. I think he had some good actions. He's getting into the right areas, and now it's just the last decisive pass action that can make the difference. I think his fitness is growing, his intensity is growing. He is come to a country where I need to train with high intensity. It's a league that's playing with high intensity, and I'm asking him to work harder. That's 3 things to tick. Then he come into a team where we are finding our way together. That's also need to take a bit of time. And then he's just coming to a new country. Even that he's a quite experienced, 22 years old, he's still coming into a new country. I think it's very, very normal. But the big thing is, yes, I'm sitting down with him. Yes, I'm evaluating. And yes, I think he's taking steps forward.
I remember the day he signed, we came to speak to you for a press conference, which got pushed back, and eventually we did it and we got over the line. And you seemed so enthusiastic that day. It felt like, reading between the lines, you were really, really excited about having this new player, this new playmaker to work with. I know it's been, from the numbers perspective, he's not sort of lit it up yet, but for a player that many were expecting to go to Chelsea this summer and he's ended up at Tottenham, do you still have that same enthusiasm for what he can potentially produce for this club?
Yes, no doubt about that. Not in doubt that Xavi, he will perform very well for us. And that is, as I said, it's down to him, to me, to the team, to everyone, to get it done. And I think the one thing you don't have in football is time, but it will take time. It's completely natural. I think sometimes you can't talk about processes and time and all that, but reality is you need it. Everyone need it. Yeah, I'm confident. I'm sure it will happen.
And speaking of taking time, James Maddison, he's got an ACL, but we all know there's very long-term injuries. I think he said in his own video, in talking about his recovery, that he didn't want to rush it because of it being a sort of really key moment in his own career. Looking at the time frame, do you think it's realistic that he'll play again this season?
This season? That I don't know. The short answer will be maybe. I think he got the injury in July. I think we need to get past Christmas to see how quick he is. He's doing normally, you say, around 9 months, as I understand it, without me being a doctor. Let's see. Hi.
As you mentioned, Tottenham obviously have a pretty poor record against Chelsea in recent years. A lot of the squad will have bad memories of playing against them. How do you sort of get them over what seems, I don't know whether it's a mental block at times, or how do you sort of approach that?
Normally the way I work, I'm not looking too much into that. I just see the next game as a top opportunity for us to perform well and win. And that will never change no matter if you play 10 top games or 10 bad games, or it's always a new opportunity in front of us. I think it's about being positive and believe that we can do something. Then I know there's some teams that are more difficult than others, or there's a history or easy or whatever, but but it's the same approach every single time. So I'm very optimistic. I'm big belief that we'll go out and have a big performance tomorrow night.
Do you think records like that, especially in derby matches, is sometimes a case of maybe the occasion and it's sort of easy to become too emotional?
Yeah, I think it's sometimes there is. It definitely will go a little bit up and down. Sometimes there's a little bit of momentum to one team for a small period of time, and then that will change. So, I think one of the biggest derby in the world is probably El Clasico, Real Madrid and Barcelona. There's also been some times where Madrid or Barcelona was on top, and then it changed on the other team. So, probably a good time to change the momentum, and that gets us on top.
Does a game like this sort of force, in a way, how you approach it? It's pretty difficult, I guess, when the atmosphere is going to be as good as we think it will be, to go and sort of sit back and...
We will not sit back. We will. I think it's very clear. I don't say maybe you haven't seen our games against Villa. I think, for example, we were very aggressive, running forward, pressing forward. So I think we've done that in every single game. So that will not change. Been a situation where we had to defend deep, yes, because you also need to do that in football. But to answer shortly, we will not sit back.
Well, you talk about how important it is for teams to avoid injuries at the moment. Yeah, I guess the other side of that is sort of having the squad depth that can kind of cover and prevent that. Is that something you think that here they need to kind of build in the next 2 or 3 windows, that sort of quality cover to prevent injuries and also to cover them when they happen?
I think it's about. It's always. I don't know exactly what the exact number of players you need to have enough depth, because I think you need to have enough robust depth in the squad. So, for example, I don't think it's the right answer to get 30 players. I think there's way too many for us to go extreme. Probably not the right to have 18. So you need to have that perfect number where everyone have a chance and an opportunity, and we can use everyone. I think that's it. Plus, you're not too short.
I guess I think like Chelsea, for example, they have a lot of depth in their squad. They spent 300 million more than Tottenham in the last 3 years. You've got Arsenal, Liverpool. I mean, I guess it's always the challenge for Tottenham coaches. How do you compete with these teams spending so much more money on their squad?
Yeah, of course, it's up to us to try to shorten that distance as much as possible. But of course, I think it's very evident that the more money you use in the squad, you have a better chance for success. But it's not like it's 100% sure. So can we nail the culture, the way we want to play, how we develop the players, how we develop the team, make even more togetherness, cohesion, then we will be able to get a little bit closer, hopefully.
I guess it's something you're used to, Brentford kind of outperforming those kind of spending figures as much as possible.
Yeah, I think it will be the same here. But even if you're at the top, can you outperform that as well, if that makes sense? So it's all about trying to outperform what you have to work with.
And just on Solanke, after the international break, it's Arsenal. Just wondering if, when he's back, will he be available, or are you expecting him to have to kind of have a pre-season almost again, kind of a few months?
I think when he will be back, he will. I think it will be. In football, you can never be 100% sure. I think it's very unlikely when he's back for the first game that he'll start. That would probably not be the right way to do it. I haven't seen any player do that when they've been out for 3 or 4 months. So most likely when he's back, he will come off the bench and then we'll take from there.
Finish with the last, please.
Joao Polini and Rodrigo Bentancur have been really important in the past few weeks with that kind of playing kind of a lot of football and a lot of minutes. How are you kind of managing their importance, but also like ensuring that they're available to play in consecutive matches, Premier League Cup, Champions League?
Good question. I think it's of course. I think to still try to get the right rotation right. I think again we're early doors in the season. It's not that. It's more mental. You can be able to go again, physically go again. I think that's a part of it. But of course, we need to look into to hit that perfect little rotation sometimes to give them a breather.
And then Colomani's obviously ramped up in the past couple of games. He's really got off the bench. He played a great 90 minutes. He's really kind of impressive. Where is he at also kind of physically as well? Because he didn't have a pre-season. And I suppose how impressed would he with his starting Tottenham shirt?
I was pleased with what I saw from him against Everton. I think there's been glimpses in all the four games he's played or something like that, the last 4 games. I think we will see him hopefully get it better and better and better because he will have more physical training and games minutes in the bank, so he'll be able to play with the intensity and the sharpness he needs. So that'll take a little bit of time, but sometimes it go quick. But I think it's natural that to get the rhythm, you maybe need 3 games in a row or something like that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. No, it's good. I'll just travel more.